Hello my YouTube friends! Welcome to video 3 of the 10K challenge. This week was a mixed bag. We had a lot of successes, we had some failures, we had a lot of fun, and a lot of new viewers. I'll bet you that you are probably experiencing the highs and lows of this sort of stuff as well. We're gonna talk about it today, so you know what? Let's get to it! So I started out on Monday wanting to make sure that I had multi-streaming kicked. I didn't want to have any problems or anything like that. I wanted to go vertical and horizontal on YouTube. And luckily, I got all the bugs worked out, and by Monday, we streamed perfectly to YouTube in both formats. So on Tuesday, I added another stream, and that was to Twitch in horizontal. And it went off without a hitch, so it became pretty obvious that I can stream to at least 3 different locations without any bandwidth issues. So now I'm going to show you exactly how I set everything up so that you know you're going to be able to set it up to work if multi-streaming is what you want. So we're going to use Atom for the vertical, horizontal, and the multi-stream. You can see they've got a couple of products here. So we're going to start out downloading vertical, and all we have to do is click here and it will download it. Then we're going to go back into products and we're going to just download multi-stream as well. And now all we have to do is install it. Now the install is just a standard install. So let me show you the setup because that's what's really important. Okay, so when you first come in here, you may have all kinds of docks all over the place that you don't recognize. I removed them all. We're going to start from scratch, and you can just close all those docks out, and I'm going to show you how to choose the ones you want. So we're going to go up here to docks, right? And the first one that we're going to want is the Atom multi-stream. This is the multi-streaming dock that allows you to set up where you're going to stream to. So we're going to go and we're going to put this, I like to put it down here below scene transitions, but I've seen it under the controls as well. And we can move this kind of up a little bit and make the screen smaller just to give us a little bit more of this. So the next dock we want to load up is the vertical scenes dock, and that'll just kind of pop over here. If it doesn't, just go ahead and pop it over there. Then we're going to go into docks again, and we're going to take the vertical sources, and I like that right there. It's popped right under there. Perfect. Boom. So now we have scenes and sources for vertical, just the same as we have scenes and sources for horizontal. Then we're going to go up to docks again, and we need one more. We need the vertical right here. And we're going to move this over here. And sometimes you got to play around with these things because they just want to be a pain in the butt. But there we go. Inevitably, we figured it out. And we're going to move this like this, and we're going to expand this like that. Make it look however you want. But there we go. So now we have our vertical scene, our horizontal scene, and we have our scene and sources. So we want to duplicate the scenes that we have here up here. So I'm going to click the plus, and I'm going to go ahead and put talking V for vertical. Click OK. Now we have it up here. And what do we have in here? We have our camera. So I'm going to click the plus. I'm going to go to video capture device, and we don't have to add a new device. We can just add the same one that already exists right there, and we put it down here, and we're all set. We just want to set it up for however we want it to show up, right? And then we're going to add one more element to this. We're going to go ahead and click the plus down here under sources, and we're going to add a color source, new, right? And we're going to click OK, and we're just going to expand this so it covers over the top there like that, and we're going to bring it down. And now I'm going to right click on that color source and go into properties, and I'm going to select a color, and we're going to use the color picker. I'm just going to pick the color up here at the top, click OK and OK, and now it kind of blends in. So there we go. And now we have our talking scene all set up. All we have to do is right click on here, and we're going to go down here to linked scenes, and we're going to link our talking V to our talking scene. Boom. Now we're done. And we're going to click the plus, and we're going to add our game scene, and we'll call this one game V, right? And we're going to click OK. And now we just have to go over here and add the same stuff. So I have my mic and my game video. For this, it could be your game. I have the game video in there because we're just basically replicating what it would be like. So I'm going to add my microphone in there by going to audio input capture and selecting the mic, and there it goes. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the plus. And in my case, I'm going to go to media sources because that's what I have the game vid playing through. But you might be going to window capture or game capture or something like that. Whatever it is, you're just going to go to there, and we're going to just select the same one that already exists. And there it is. And then we just have to modify it so it's as big as we want it to be. And there we go. So now we've got our game scene. Now we just go up here, right click, and we go into our linked scenes, and we're gonna link this to our game scene. So now when we switch over here, it switches on both scenes. So now we can easily stream in horizontal and vertical to any platform we want. The next thing we have to do is come down here and set up our canvases. And you can see I have some set up in here, but I wanna get our main canvas right first, because no matter what you do, when you click start streaming, your main canvas is going to start. And that would be this one right here. Now you don't have to use this one, but you have to have it set up right because this one will mimic the settings of this one. So we're gonna go into settings and we're gonna go into our output and we want our streaming. So you can see I have NVIDIA selected. You might have X264. We covered that in a previous video. Right now I have it set for 6,000 kilobits per second. Now I'm gonna be streaming to 2 or 3 different locations. So this might be a little strong. What I'm gonna do, at least for the first week or so, is I'm gonna bump this down to 4,000 kilobits per second. And the other thing that I wanna do, especially if you're gonna be streaming in horizontal and vertical to YouTube at the same time, you wanna make this something like 2, your keyframe. And then you just click apply and okay. And then we wanna go up here and we wanna just make sure that all of the general settings are the same. So this is the resolution for the vertical. This is the audio bitrate for the vertical. And then if we go into streaming, this should be the same bitrate. Other than that, you don't have to worry about any of this other stuff. So that's it. We're done. We can click OK. So in order to add the streams, all we need to do is go and get the stream key. Let me show you what I mean. If we click the plus, we can add a main canvas, which is going to be a horizontal stream, right? And we can just click add output and we can select where we want to go live, whether it's Twitch or whatever. And then we just have to go over to our Twitch account and we have to get our stream key. And I showed in the previous video how to do this on YouTube. Every streaming platform has a different process and you're just going to have to kind of look for the stream key. You can definitely do a Google search and say, where can I find the stream key for Twitch, or where can I find the stream key for Rumble or whatever, and it will tell you exactly how to get it. So that's all you have to do is go in here and select the canvas, right? And then select add an output and you add where you want to stream to. So let's say we pick TikTok, then we'd have to put in the TikTok server and the TikTok stream key. Everything else is exactly the same. So if we wanted to go to Rumble, Twitter, or Facebook, or any of the other services, we could do that. So as long as you do all of those things and you set it up, then you're ready to live stream in vertical and horizontal to whatever platform you set up. Chances are when you go live, if you're going live in vertical and horizontal, you're going to click the start streaming right here, and that's going to activate your horizontal one. And that's the ones that's all set up right here in your stream, whether you used your stream key or you connected your account. That's the one that's going to go live when you click start streaming here. Then you're going to go down to your vertical and you're just going to click this button right here and it will start streaming there. And however many you have, just click this button on each one of those and it will start them up. The only problem that you can really run into is if your bandwidth is too low for your internet connection, and then you're going to see buffering and that sort of stuff, and you're just going to have to decide on the locations that you really want to stream to. That's multi-streaming in a nutshell. Now you know what all the windows are and how to configure it up so you're ready to go live. So the next thing I wanted to focus on was combining all the chats. Because when you're streaming to 3 different locations with 3 different chats, it makes it impossible to communicate with everybody. To do that, I used a tool called Social Stream Ninja, and it also allows me to select a chat and put that chat up on the screen so everyone can see it, irregardless of which location they're viewing in. It's pretty simple to set this up, and I'll show you how I did it right now. Here's the Social Stream Ninja webpage, and there is a link in the description. It's totally free, so anybody can grab this. Now, in previous videos, I've shown how to do this, so you're just adding an attachment up here or a extension to your browser. And that works, and it still works if you want to use it that way. But the reason why I'm showing the application in this particular method is because I get a lot of comments saying Social Stream Ninja stopped working and everything else. And so when they update Social Stream Ninja or OBS updates, it stops working and you have to uninstall it from your browser and then install the new version. But the application doesn't work that way. The application will automatically update, so it will never stop working. So I think it just makes it easier. So you just download it for your platform and install it, and let me show you how to set it up. So this is what it looks like when you first get in here. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go and put your username in there, and they have TikTok and YouTube and all that other stuff, and they all basically work exactly the same. So I'm going to show you the YouTube one. You put your YouTube username in here. So you can find this if you go into customization, and it's basically right here. So you could just grab it, right click and copy it, and then you can go right into here and put it in there. So basically what you're gonna do is you could select live sources, and in this case I don't have any set up, but when you do have live sources set up, and in my case I usually set up 2 live sources, another box is going to come up and it'll ask you if those are the 2. It'll have the live stream name listed and all that stuff. You can even select whether it's going to be a shorts live stream or not. So I'll check the shorts box for the one that's going in vertical. I'll leave the other one alone and I'll click go, and basically what will happen is little chat boxes will pop up right here. You just grab those chat boxes and drag it to where you want to be able to see them, and that chat will then be noticeable in that chat box. But what makes this really important is what you can do after that. So what we're gonna do is we've got our streaming chat dock overlays, and we're gonna go ahead and grab that, and you can see what it looks like. But we wanna just copy this out, and we can do that by copying this link right here, and then we're gonna go into OBS. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to docs, and we're gonna go to custom browser docs. You can see I already have it in there. We'll just trash that, and we'll call it SS Ninja. And we're gonna go over here and we're just gonna paste that URL in there, right? And then we're gonna click apply and close, and then we could just bring this over here. So now if we go back over here, we could click trigger false message and it comes up here. So we want to be able to put that over our screen. And so let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller right here, and we'll bring it over here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back here and we're going to get our featured chat overlay. So we're going to copy this link right here, right? And we're going to go into our sources for our main scene, click the plus, you're going to go to browser, and we'll just call this chat, click OK, and then you just paste it in there, right? And now it's got a window and everything. You can place that window wherever you want. We're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna click the plus and we're gonna go to our browser and we're gonna select that chat, and it just brings it right up here so we can embiggen it. If we go into our chat right here, we go to properties, we could change it to 800 by 400 and click OK, and there we go. You can see it changed both of them. And then when we select the chat over here, boom, it pops up there. So we can center it, we can do whatever we want. Obviously a bigger box will allow for bigger chats and all that sort of stuff. But now we've added chats. All of the chats are gonna come in here for anything that we're streaming on. That's how simple it is to get chat all aggregated into one place and be able to place it on the screen so everyone can participate. It's pretty cool. So after being so successful multi-streaming to 3 platforms basically on Tuesday, I wanted to add one more. And since I hadn't gotten any notification from TikTok, I decided Rumble might work for me. So I went and set up the stream so that I would be able to stream to Rumble on Wednesday. And just before I went to bed, well, I got this. Epic news. I just clicked apply again on TikTok's live access, and it said I got to go live. So I can install the live studio and unlock blah, blah, blah. So according to this, I can now live stream in TikTok. And just so you know the statistics here, I've got 5 followers, 642 views, 16 profile views, 9 likes, 6 comments is what we have so far. Total of 511 new viewers. If we look at my posts, I don't know, maybe there's 20 here with some still scheduled. None of these got a whole heck of a lot of traction, maybe a few earlier on. The point is a little bit of determination and you can get access to the TikTok streaming service. So the stage is calling, make it today, go awesome, and we can click go live, and we no longer have the no access thing up here. We're in good shape. So we're going to be going live with TikTok. Pretty exciting stuff, knowing that now I'll be able to stream to a lot of different locations. So the plan was to stream to YouTube, both vertical and horizontal, Twitch, Rumble, and TikTok on Wednesday. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I had to set up TikTok in a little bit of a unique way, and I'm going to tell you why I did that. But let's just say Wednesday's stream devolved into all kinds of crazy issues. And the biggest one being I don't have the bandwidth to stream to that many locations. So it kind of ended up being a test stream where I dropped the Rumble and then I dropped the Twitch, and then it was just fine to YouTube and TikTok. And that could have something to do with the way that I have to stream to TikTok and the weird scenario that I used, but there is a good reason. So let me show you how I set up the TikTok stream and tell you why I chose to do it the way I did. So once I had access to TikTok live streaming, I went in here and downloaded the TikTok Studio. Why am I downloading the TikTok Studio? Well, TikTok has a lot of features enabled for streaming that the TikTok users are going to be integrated with and want to use. And if we were to stream to TikTok out of OBS, we're essentially robbing them of the ability to really use those, or for the ability for us to interact if they do use those. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it and how we're going to integrate OBS into it, but we want to make sure that we maintain all of those TikTok features and give them a little way to actually participate with the stream on top of that. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and download this for Windows. Once we do that, we're going to have it installed. Now there are links to this in the description below, and you can install this before you have access to their live streaming. And this is of course where you apply for access to their live streaming as well. Once you have access to go live, it's just going to say go live. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And you're going to see I already have a couple of scenes set up. I have a blank scene and a full camera scene. The blank scene just has my logo in it, and the full camera scene has my full camera. We're going to go ahead and delete that. It won't let me delete both of them because, well, you have to have at least one scene. So we're going to create that second scene. We're going to click the plus right here, and we're going to add a full camera scene. And it has some other features in here, but they're not really necessary for us to understand right away. Now we've got our camera and an alert in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock this because we want to move stuff around. And then we're going to click on the camera, and we're just going to add the proper camera in here. There we go. We're going to rotate it so it is this way, and we're going to flip it so our text reads properly. We're going to click apply, and now what we can do is maximize this, or however we want to have it set up. So we're going to stretch it out and make it look good. Make it look good. There we go. Okay, and then we've got this right here, which is their alert box, and we're just going to go ahead and stretch this out. Eventually, what we're going to be able to do is just use OBS's virtual camera. So TikTok will see the exact same camera as we're using in OBS. But you can see here there's stipulations. You have to stream 3 times for 25 minutes in a row before they give you access to that. So I've already streamed 2. I know it says I have 2 more, but really I only have 1 more. It just takes a while for it to register. So tomorrow, the 25-minute stream that I put on or longer will be the last one, and then we'll be able to use OBS's camera in here, and it will all look exactly the same. And we're already aggregating TikTok's chat over there, so we're going to see all that. And so any effects or features that we eventually add in OBS, like face changers or voice changers or anything like that, they're going to have access to be able to do all that stuff in TikTok as well, because we're basically sharing cameras. The only thing I haven't covered is the audio, so we're going to click this little mixer right here, and we want our primary microphone, so you just click this and you go into your general settings and you drop this down and select the correct microphone. It's already the correct microphone, so we're good to go there. We can just click save. There are also lots of other features here that you can access and activate if you would like. I'm just going to leave those alone for now. We're going to click save, and we can also do the same thing right here for our listening device. How do we want to hear it? We can click on here. We can go in there and set up our settings for our headphones or whatever. Now we can adjust the sound effect volume, and we can go down here into advanced features and actually add background music if we want. But I don't like how it does it because you have to play it on your computer, and that just seems really stupid. So whatever. We're not going to do that, but that's how you adjust your audio. And now we're all set. We can go live. Basically what I do is I go live on YouTube on both settings, and then I'll go live from here. And the reason why I do that is because I can go live on YouTube with this screen right here, basically. But TikTok will not allow you to go live on a scene without a camera. So when I click go live, I have to be on this scene. Stupid, I know, but it is what it is. So I go live on the other 2 platforms, and then I go live on here, and hopefully that all fixes and changes once we're using the OBS virtual camera, which should be next week. But TikTok has lied to me in the past, so you just don't know. I'm pretty excited because now we have all of the streaming services set up. We've tested the live streams and they all work exactly how they're supposed to. We're definitely going to be able to start to add features like monetization features and other things that are going to create a much more engaging live stream, because we've got lots of traffic that pops into our streams on TikTok, but we're not doing anything engaging or entertaining enough to actually keep them here. So now we're at a place where we can start to add that stuff, and I'm pretty excited. So let's go over this week's results. This this is day 6 right here, which would have been Monday. And for some reason, I only got one of the results from YouTube. In this case, you can see our views are picking up. We're getting some actual people watching the stream. Tuesday, so this is the horizontal, this is the vertical. You can see we're starting to pick up some views. It's looking pretty good. We've got some watch time actually happening here. We had people watch the entire stream in this case. So that's looking pretty good. Then on Wednesday, this is horizontal, this is vertical. You can see we dropped off a little bit, but we also started streaming on Wednesday to other locations. So this one was TikTok, Wednesday, 69 views. You could see in here. We also streamed to Twitch. We had 1 viewer, nothing very interesting. I believe we also streamed to Rumble on this particular day, and it's really hard to see what that actually says, but we did have 11 viewers on Rumble on Wednesday, which is pretty cool. Then on Thursday, this was the horizontal, this was the vertical. So we're getting some heavy fluctuation, but we're getting decent watch time. TikTok on Thursday had a pretty decent number of viewers as well, another 65 total views, although not much sticking around. And then this is all of Friday's info. So you could see we didn't have any viewers on vertical on YouTube on Friday. We did have 2 on the horizontal, and then we had 82 on TikTok. So TikTok picked up pretty quick. It is a really fun place to stream. All right, so here are our total stats on YouTube for the week. You can see we've got 10 subscribers, over 1,000 views. In fact, we're closing on 2,000 views, 19 hours of watch time, and this shows you the top videos right here. So not too terribly bad. Not too terribly bad. This is the TikTok stats right here. So video views, we got 53, 9 profiles, 1 like. Yeah, fine. Right here for our followers, we got 6 total. We're moving up in the world. And here is the total views, which includes streams and that sort of stuff over the period of time. So we've got, 165 unique new viewer. Pretty good. Not great, but not bad. The plan this week was to try to get solid, stable streams to multiple locations, and we achieved that goal. I'm pretty happy with it. The fact that we actually even got a few viewers in there, pretty cool stuff. I feel like overall that makes this a pretty successful week. I was also able to get TikTok's chat integrated into Social Stream Ninja, so that worked as well. Basically, the key to that is to connect the Social Stream Ninja once the TikTok stream is already live, because otherwise it doesn't see it and it doesn't seem to do it right. But if you connect it once the stream is live, boom, you're able to chat and do everything and bring it up on your screen. It's integrated and perfect. So that seems to be the trick. Needless to say, we made exactly $0 in week 2. And that's because I haven't put in any way to actually make money, and we haven't really had the audience to support it either. So it's not a huge concern right now. However, it is something we're going to add next week. So if you're interested in seeing how we add ways to make some money on these live streams, you're definitely going to want to check that out. The other thing is, especially when you're multi-streaming, there are so many different steps that you need to take before you can stream or while you're streaming. Next week, we're going to talk about how to organize that, and we're going to add some features that make our live streams more engaging. But when we talk about this week, I think basically we did what I set out to do. I multi-streamed successfully on every single day. We expanded the locations where we're streaming to, and we might even add a 4th one over time. Overall, I call that a win. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know about it down in the comments. And also, if you're participating in this challenge, tell us all about your progress on week 2 down below. And if you want to join us and participate as well, I'm going to leave a link to the first video so you can get in on the ground floor. Any post you make or anytime you stream, use the hashtag Stream10K, and that'll make it easier for everyone to kind of see what you're up to. The more people we can get to live stream, the better and healthier live streaming is going to be on all of these platforms. So get in on the ground floor of this challenge by clicking the video right here. It'll take you back to the very beginning. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.